Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's game is going to be between Roxkiss Live Zerg, or LZ for short, and Empire BratOK. This is a Terran versus Zerg matchup, and we'll start this game off, as always, with some player information, beginning down over here in the lower right-hand spawn position with our red Terran player, Empire BratOK. BratOK took first place at the regular Cup number 21 on September 8th of this year, and then just a few days later, on September the 15th, he took second place at the regular Cup number 22. His opponent over here in the lower left-hand spawn position is our blue Zerg player, Roxkiss Live Zerg, abbreviated as LZ. LZ took first place at the EU Zotac Cup number 101 on April 8th of this year, and then in May, he took third place at the Zotac Cup Monthly Final April 2012. Some people may be confused as to how in May he took third place at something called the April Final. It's because, of course, it starts in April but ends up concluding at the in May. This actually happens quite often, and I get people kind of confused when I say stuff. But yes, the final was in May for the Zotac Cup Monthly Final April. There you have it. All right, enough shenanigans. Let's go ahead and hop right into the game. We do have the Overlord Scout for LZ making his way to the lower right-hand spawn location, and that is, of course, exactly where BratOK is located. Also, a second Overlord Scout moving up towards his natural expansion may continue his way to the upper left if he deems it necessary. Nice timing here, though, with this Overlord. This lets him see all around that hatchery while it's building, just in case there were any scouts or any sort of harass that may be coming, although it would be a bit early for harass at this point in the game. Back over here, BratOK will be coming out with a command center first. He actually opted to build that first supply depot nice and close to his mineral line, allowing his SCV to get right back to mining, giving him a little extra boost to get enough minerals to get that command center out nice and early. And then he'll be following that up here with a barracks. Very necessary pretty much as soon as you can afford that fast command center to get that barracks right after. Otherwise, if you delay too much longer, you're going to get hit and take a lot of damage from a person who scouts that out and realizes, hey, he's got no Marines anytime soon. Let's throw a few Zerglings his way. But BratOK should be all set here. He'll be coming out with a couple of Marines as soon as that barracks finishes. And I do wonder if he's actually, yes, wow, very early refinery here with this. So the intention with this is to get that Vespene gas going nice and early to allow him to afford a factory and come out with some Hellions. So he won't just be relying on Marines and bunkers early game to defend. He will, in fact, get some Hellions. This will also allow him to get a bit of map control. We do also have an expansion over here for LZ. We saw the beginning placement of that. That is now just finishing. He's got a drone ready to return some resources, and we should be seeing a few drones peel off in just a few minutes to work to saturate that expansion as well. And something you'll notice here is we do have the spawning pool in and those first few Zerglings coming out, as well as both queens, one here at the main and at the natural. And the Overlord Scout has spotted BratOK right now, so he does know where he is, his current position. He also knows the fact that there is a very, very early expansion. So all of this information LZ is privy to. We'll see how he decides to respond. I do wonder if he's going to attempt to come out with a quick third or not. We do have a couple of Zerglings now making their way across the map here. Very large map, at least a relatively large map compared to some of the typical maps that we do see. We're going to see him go to the Zelnaga Tower first, grab that, and then maybe just peel off with one or both of his Zerglings down to the lower right spawn location, just to keep an eye out front to see what BratOK is doing. It doesn't hurt also to see, you know, park a Zergling right here. It'll let him see if any Hellions move by, if there's any attempted Marine aggression. And yeah, he'll be keeping one of those Zerglings right over here. And take a look at this. SCV Scout checking the upper right. So this means that BratOK did not see that Overlord Scout that made his way right over here early on in the game. And in doing so, this is going to make it so that it's quite a while longer until he finds out where his opponent is. Take a look at BratOK vision. He's got no idea what's going on right now. Just now scouting that upper right. Meanwhile, we do have a third for LZ already up and running. Beyond that, a couple of extractors coming out. Looks like those are down over here at the natural expansion. Also started that creep spread as well, and we do have a third command center building over here for BratOK, allowing him, once that is up and turned into an orbital command, he'll get those extra mules, but he'll also be able to saturate that natural expansion very, very quickly. Now we've got those Hellions coming into play. I mentioned that it's pretty much what we expected, and seeing that refinery so early that he would be using that Vespene to get that factory and come out with some Hellions, and that is exactly what's happening. His first two just about to come into play here. SCV Scout now, after checking the upper left, realizes, all right, he's not here either, so now I know where he is. He'll be going down into bottom left at the same time. We'll be seeing those Hellions move in that direction as well. So here come the Hellions. Looks like he is bypassing that center Xel'Naga tower, fearful that he may be moving in that direction. The Zergling does decide to pull away, and here come the Hellions now moving towards that natural. Now the key thing here is whether or not BratOK is going to scout that third, and actually an SCV scout moving up into the natural expansion. We're going to see that queen engage with him, but he's going to make it up into the main, I think. Yeah, not enough pressure from that one queen to prevent him from going up into the main. The second queen should be able to finish that off. Still have these two Hellions over here, joined by two more. 16 Zerglings in production. Metabolic boost now just starting. Layer production also going. That's taking place here in the main. And for BratOK, we do see stim pack research and some Marauders coming out as well. Hellion Marauder looks to be his composition, can be very, very effective for a very strong early game push. He is just working off these two bases again, that third orbital just being used for mules and saturating with those SCVs, not taking a third base yet, and this Zergling will scout when and if that happens. Alright, so the Hellions chilling out here outside of the natural expansion. Now again, taking a look at the vision, he does not know about this third right now. However, he does have his Hellions queued up over here, so we'll be moving to scout that in a moment. Circling around now, we'll be moving up into the third. And yeah, LZ pulling back. He's got nothing mining over here right now, because if he did, those Hellions would take care of that very, very quickly. Queens moving to defend in that position. Zerglings possibly moving around for a flank. I think that's what's going to be happening as the Queens move to engage. Zerglings moving around to try to get us around. And is he going to get it? Yeah, gets a few of them here. Wraps up 4 of them. Gets that 5th right there. And the Hellion harass has been taken care of. Beautiful play there by LZ. That was very, very impressive, I must say. He's got a few Marines coming out, as well as continued Hellions and those Marauders. Stimpack research just about to finish. 1-1 upgrades also coming out here for BratOK. Zerglings attempting a counterattack. Even with that supply depot lowered, though, there's enough harass here, enough threatening force to prevent him from moving in any further with those Zerglings. We do have a Baneling Nest coming through. Also 1-1 upgrades being researched here for LZ. This has been a pretty intense game so far, which is really exciting for me. Actually, I think the past game or two, maybe that's not true, but I've commentated a few games recently that were kind of not that exciting, and this one so far has been very, very interesting. So happy to have this game between these two players, most definitely. Couple Zerglings hanging out just outside of the third here of BratOK, and BratOK actually, speaking of a third, just now decides to move his orbital command, and LZ is going to spot this with that Zergling chilling out in that position. Hellions moving around. They will be scouting out those Zerglings. Let's see if he decides to engage or not. No, he does not, and the Zerglings also peel back. Neither of those two players wanting to engage each other in that position. That Zergling is taken care of as the Hellions able to quickly roast that. A few Banelings coming through. I just wonder where that is taking place. Sophie, there we go. A few Banelings coming through right over here. Centrifugal hooks also being researched. Pathogen gland research coming through. That is, of course, for those infestors. I didn't see that infestation pit constructing, but it is finished, as you can see here. And so those 1-1 upgrades. More and more macro going on here for BratOK. Take a look at all of that in production. Unbelievable. Armory, couple of refineries going on. Siege tech coming through. 1-1 upgrades about to finish. Combat shield also about to finish. Just a lot of stuff going on. Lots of macro here between these two players. Or going on for these two players. I guess that's what I meant to say. 2-2 upgrades now being researched for LZ. Also, the centrifugal hooks now almost finished, and now the switch is into Marine Tank. Again, we saw that opening up here for BratOK. It appeared like he was going Hellion Marauder. However, after those Hellions got taken care of just outside of LZ's third, looks like BratOK then decided to make that switch. Here comes the counterattack right now, and the Zerglings get roasted there by some Hellions. A couple of them make it in the resource line to do a little bit of damage. Zerglings over here going to be trying to take out the tank. Not enough damage to do so, however. And all of this action has forced BratOK back. BratOK had moved to the center of the map, and it did appear like he was preparing to push, but as we saw there with that counterattack, able to force BratOK back just to make sure that he's nice and safe against any follow-up attacks to that one. It does appear like we will have a follow-up attack, as LZ is chilling out with a few Speedlings right here. Speedlings at the center of the map scouted the fact that BratOK had moved in that position, and here comes the counterattack again. Zerglings now moving into the natural expansion here for BratOK, wreaking some havoc, killing some more workers. So far he's killed 12 workers this game. We get a few more here before this push has concluded. And Zerglings is also moving out in this position at the same time. Speedlings and Banelings surrounding the tanks over here. Going to take care of those very quickly. Banelings trying to roll into those Marines. Get a bit of splash damage. And here comes the fungal growth. Unbelievable at the same time. Zerglings still over here doing a lot of damage. LZ both defending and attacking at the same time and being effective at both of those things. He did significant damage to BratOK's attacking force, and at the same time over here, now killing off a total of 33 workers. Might get this command center as well before it finishes building. We got the bio trying to move up, however, fungal growth plus a spieling wall appears like it's going to be real close. BratOK has just enough. Here we got some infested Terrans, more spielings in production right now, and that attack has finally been taken care of, but he did kill that command center. BratOK is now pulling back. What a turn of events there. That was unbelievable. We saw a very heavy push moving out for BratOK, and not only did LZ have a very effective counterattack, killing off a total of 33 workers. Taking a look at the resources lost, they're about even, but 33 workers lost definitely hurts. Not only did he counterattack effectively, but he defended very strongly as well. That was very, very nice to see. Great play by LZ. And let's see, looks like he is going to keep it up as some more spielings streaming across the map now towards the third. BratOK meets up with a few more forces and prepares for a push of his own. We've got a fourth coming out, lots of upgrades, Ultra Cavern in production, Adrenal Glands, and the 3-3 upgrades for his ground forces. Spielings killing off more workers, now up to 40 worker kills. Will force a liftoff of this orbital yet again. But here comes the push, and this is what LZ really has to be careful about. Very strong push moving out. Nice spieling and bailing spread, doing a lot of damage to Empire. Again, Empire BratOK has lost his tanks over here, and that's a problem. He's got a few more tank reinforcements moving out. Spielings forced the liftoff again. Defending units moving into that position. Looks like there were some spielings over here as the SCVs are off the line. Push continuing to move forward. There's a scan to take out some tumors. Gets a surround on the tank as BratOK was a little too close there. Quickly takes out the tanks, taking away a lot of that splash damage, and then able to mop up these Marines and force them all the way back. I am very impressed with Live Zerg's play here this game. This has just been phenomenal. He's doing so much. I mean, take a look at the resources lost. You can see BratOK is slightly behind. The biggest thing, though, is the 43 worker kills. The mining has been really hurt over here. You can see Live Zerg's got a tremendous advantage in terms of that income. I'll bring that up one more time here, give you guys a better look. Look at that advantage for Live Zerg right now. Absolutely unbelievable. Another push is planned to move out here for BratOK. He also has a few Marines moving in this position. However, there are enough spielings and banelings here to deal with that without question. Yeah, forces a liftoff. Not even going to attempt that in that position. He does have another push prepared to move over here. Lots of medevacs and just a few Marines and tanks, and I'm not sure that this is going to be a large enough force. It is not going to be a large enough force. Look at these spielings, ultras, and infestors moving down. This is going to be very easy for Live Zerg to push back. Gets a fungal growth down, takes out a few more of those units. We get some banelings morphing in on the high ground, and Live Zerg still has the advantage. And I think he's going to try to capitalize on that right now. He's splitting up his army, prepared to push from 2 angles. He's got multiple entrances into this third position, and I think he plans to utilize that. We got a lot of spielings, a couple of banelings, an ultra, and an infestor over here. And beyond that, we have got a lot of ultras and a few infestors with a sprinkling of spielings over here. And here it comes, moving from 2 angles. Some of this is going to move right into the natural expansion, the rest moving into the third. And this is probably going to be the dagger to the heart here for BratOK. I don't think he can take this. There is the GG. What a game for Rock's Kiss LZ. Unbelievable. You know, BratOK did what he could. He tried pushing out, but the counter aggression was so effective from Live Zerg, and his defending was impeccable. This was a phenomenal game to commentate, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it as well. Unbelievable play from Live Zerg. Not that BratOK did terribly poorly, he just, I think, really got outplayed this game. Some beautiful defense in these flankings, on top of the fact that some effective counterattacks really hindered BratOK's economy and made it very difficult for him to get himself back in this game. Again, great play, really exciting game to watch. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks again for watching, guys. Keep watching and keep owning.